Well, we're back on Better Living. I am with Tiffany Reynolds. She is a career success consultant. She has this book, Need a Job, Do Something. I don't know if perhaps I should take this personally that they've invited you to be on the show today. Do you think somebody's trying to tell me something?
Not at all.
Okay, well,
nope.
I'm going to hope that you're right. Tell me what a career success consultant does.
Good question. So primarily my role is to work with academic advisors, principals, people that work in academia, places such as universities and things of that nature. So what I do is I help their students get fired. And what I mean by that is basically I help their students get fired up to master the job interview. One of the things is that in academia they are doing a fine job with educating the students, but then now the next step is to get them job ready. And then that's where I come in and helping them to get prepared to be job ready.
I love that because I think a lot of times they really don't know what they're doing. They think they know what they want to do, but then they're not ready to go out, and I've interviewed some people that really are not prepared for that.
Exactly.
So how do you go into the schools and do that? Do you meet with them one-on-one? How do you do that?
Good question. First of all, I meet with the academic advisor, the principal, or the director, and find out what are the needs, right? Some may want to focus on dress to impress, because I have a 7-step do something career success system that I've developed based upon my book, Need a Job, Then Do Something. So out of the 7 steps, I find out which one of these steps are most crucial. The dress to impress, or the hook, line, and sinker, where you're developing that 30-second commercial. How can I seize that person's attention, right? Or we talk about mastering the job interview. So we look at all 7. Do you want all 7? Do you want 3 of the 7? And then from there, then we develop a group, and then I actually conduct the workshop.
So do you target kids, not kids, young adults who are in high school? Are these young adults who are coming out of college? What age group? Or perhaps are they adults who already have a career and are doing something else, want to do something else?
Good question. Usually 18 and up.
Okay.
Students that are 18 and up.
How do we do this? How do we narrow? Here's what I see. I have an 18-year-old at my house who's going to college next year. He thinks he knows what he wants to do. He's all over the place, okay? He's flighty, and he's a smart kid.
Well, sure.
So how do you focus these kids? How do you get them going in that right direction? How do you funnel that? And can you come to my house and do it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not only do I do groups, I do one-on-one as well. A lot of parents have actually called me and wanted me to do a mentoring with their actual students, or in their case, their kids.
Yes.
So primarily what I do is find out the personality of the kid. You know what I mean? Find out, because parents may say to me, my kid need to go to college, right?
Yes.
And they make all these demands that I should share with their student or their child, if you will. But and I always tell the parents, you know, whatever they disclose to me is very private. So he or she may just share with me, you know what, I don't want to go to college. I just may want to, I don't know, get a job. So pretty much I work with that person based upon what their needs are. So if it's basically being a mechanic, that's all they want, or maybe an engineer. What do we need to do to craft your language in such a fashion? Because one of the biggest frustrations for most people is speaking fluidly in front of someone. That's really, and especially if you have a two-panel interview or 3-panel interview, it's pretty intimidating. So at least mastering, how do I communicate? How do I say what I need to say and seize that attention? How do I leave knowing that I did a great job? That's hard to do. And so that's what my niche is helping that person really get those tips to really execute appropriately.
Do you think that at 18 years old, people can know, young adults can know what they want to do? I mean, they say the average person changes their college major, 4 times? Do you think they really can know what they want to do with the rest of their lives?
People at 40 don't know what to do with their lives.
I totally agree.
Exactly. So I wouldn't say they know exactly, but they have depending upon if they have a coach or a mentor, we can begin to do assessments, find out what their giftings are, what they're good at, and then kind of find jobs that kind of cater to that lane. Because oftentimes it takes a compilation of strengths and talents to kind of hone in on something, because sometimes you don't know right away, honestly. It took me in fact, I think that's what made me so interested in doing this, because it took me a long time. I was a professor. I loved that. But then I realized that that wasn't it. I was a trainer. I liked that, but I realized that that wasn't it. It dawned on me that every time I would conversate with someone, I would always ask them, so where do you work? That would always be my number one question. And I realized that it intrigued me when a person said to me, I'm not happy. I've been in my job 20 years and I can't stand it. And I'm like, whoa, really? That's like a bad marriage. You know what I mean? And that's another topic. But nonetheless, that really intrigued me. So I began to investigate, how can we now make you happy? Because we spend a lot of time at our place of work.
We spend
so
the
we
most
need to be happy.
time.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we need to be happy.
The most time. Totally agree. If someone wants to start with you, that maybe we're a parent and we want to have our child spend some time with you. Maybe there's an educator watching and they think she would be perfect to come into our school. How do we get a hold of you? How do we start this process?
Good question. Well, you can actually give me a call, 1-855-234-9797, or you could send a quick email to me, which is followingmypassion@tiffanyreynolds.com, or or Facebook me as well as Following My Passion. But please call me or email me.
I think that this is a book that everyone needs to read, and perhaps my 18-year-old needs it. Need a job, then do something. He might take it personal if I take this home to him, but no.
No.
Great Christmas gift. This is a stocking stuffer for sure at my house. Tiffany Reynolds, get in touch.